Hello, 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 hello. I am back with some knitting projects of mine. Yeah, what would I like to? Well, you see on over there on my left side, that my count I have put on my counters for Minisocks. As you can see here, I have finished some Minisocks. And I have the counter for my blanket. So we will have a look on those two projects, and I would like to finish with you my half circle shawl. So lots of stuff to do, and let's begin with these mini socks for the advent calendar, and I'm sure I cannot finish it for this year. Yeah, because yeah, I don't plan knitting any socks. So yeah, if I add these 6 socks to the 17, I have finished 23 socks. So yeah, that means I'm not ready for what I planned for this year. But I had to knit an entire advent calendar for myself because last year my husband and we shared one. So yeah, and actually I planned to start the advent calendar this year with the first advent. So that will not happen this year because I have not enough socks for this, because the first advent is the 5 days before the 1st of December. So that's why I have these here, these 30 socks, which I have for everyone from the 1st of December until until the 21st. But we found out that winter solstice is this year on the 22nd. Okay, so lucky I am. I have knitted a few more socks. So, because I didn't count that in, that sometimes the winter solstice is not on the 21st, it's on the 22nd, as this year. Okay, so, well, the calendar says it's the 21st, but the planet system we are in says it's the 22nd. So, yeah, and we go with the actual reality which is happening. So, yeah, so I do have enough socks for 22 days. Great. So yeah, and we are having our presents then to celebrate that that longest night or the shortest day of year. We are having our presents in the morning, I guess, of the 22nd. We haven't discussed it yet in the family, but I think it's nice waking up in the morning and everything is nice. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. So, last mini sock preparation, and then we can change the counter. So I have next year to to plan out to finish these 6 advent calendars. And I think next year, because well, I have now these 17 socks plus the 21 socks I knitted for my advent calendar, 38 mini socks which I knitted. It's quite good. That is a good amount of mini socks, and I definitely will not need so many mini socks next year. So only a few left. So I put my scissors away. So, and I'll show you these mini socks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, or like so. 6 mini socks ready to be filled, which I will do next week, or no, not next week. I will do this the week after. So yeah, 6 more mini socks to add. I will put this aside, and where is this counter? I should add in real time. 6 is 23. Okay, so that's it. Next project. So let me just put some yarn out. This here is really thin. So if you followed me in these in this finish my project playlist, then you can see that I knitted a lot. So not much left in here. So if I pop this over and close it again, so close it, and secure it really good, and you can see that I only have 2 stitch markers added to my bag. So that means I was able to put a stitch marker onto my needle to mark my 25 stitches. So here is my new stitch marker, and on the other side it's here, it's the red one. So I have 450 plus the stitches before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here it is, well, this is the marker I put here in so that I know where my front side is. And here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 11. It is now, there are 561 stitches on my needle. So let me 461, because 450 plus 11, yeah, 461. Wow, that's a lot of stitches, and that's why I had to switch to my needle, my 2.5 millimeter needles. So let me just, so, and the cable is now a 1 meter and 50 centimeter cable, and it is not enough room on here. So yeah, you can see it's here a bit crinkled. So yeah, that is my blanket to be out of scrap yarn of sock wool. So this is the edge I started at here, and I started this year. I first had another idea, but I thought this is a better idea. So yeah, it's quite a lot, and oh, I threw onto the... So yeah, that is the blanket, and well, I can't put it fully on the... And here is the edge from my needle, and so here you can see the colors. It's really, really, really colored. Yeah, so really nice. So, and there's the end. It's not that much in centimeters from... Yeah, it needs a bit more. I haven't measured it yet, but I think I measure it when I added these 2 stitch markers to the blanket. So my microphone said that my battery is low, but it should load. Okay, let's see how this is going. I'll better hurry up. So, next project. So, that is all that I have left from my second ball. And yeah, so, okay, let me show you it from the nice side. Oopsie. So this is, well, it's obviously not blocked yet. So I knitted, I started here to knit it as a half circle scarf. So this is my starting point, and it's so soft. So, and I then started, it's a bit too white for the whole camera, but so as always I counted my my rows. So, and this is the edge underneath it. And the next scarf I'm doing in this is I try to add a leaf edge, some leaves here, which are going this direction. I think that would look very, very nice. So here is my needle. Oops. So, and I'm now at the other edge. So, and I'm at the very end. So here is my stitch marker for my edge for this video, where I have to stop my pattern when I am at 3 stitches left from the body. So, and then I have to knit, oops, as I did. Let me put the microphone a bit away, like here. So I am now here at the very last, I am at the last row, the back row of the pattern, which means I have to knit all the stitches as I see them. The cable is way too long, but it filled up the whole, the body filled up the whole needle. It's an 80 centimeter cable. So yeah. Okay, so let's then knit this. So my edge was here, 3 left, no, not left, 3 knit, 4 purl, and then my pattern, and I knit all these. Here's this. So this is my edge from this border. So and then I knit all these stitches as I see. So if I see sitting a knit stitch, I knit. And if I see a purl stitch, I purl the stitch. So okay, that is easy. And at the end I knit the last stitch of my new border. Oh no, I knit the last stitch of my border and the first stitch of the body, or the next stitch. These two I knit together, but not knit stitched, purl stitched. So, and that is it. So that is my. So now I have the, maybe I bring you a bit further in. Yeah, I guess that is better. That is better. Well, seeing my hands so big is okay. A bit strange. Okay, 1, 2 purl, and then I knit the last of the border. Here's a very wide edge in between, a hole in between, so like so. And then I remove my stitch marker and I turn my work. So and to create this nice edge over here, I just slip the first stitch onto my needle, yarn in the back, but I slip it purl-wise, like so, and that's it. So, and from now on I only knit stitch. So okay, and that is for the next 6 rows. So, and in the last row I will cast this off. But I need a very loose edge there. So that I think I will then use a bigger needle size for casting this off, and that should be in a few minutes it would be done. So yeah, looks good. I think I didn't. Did I? No. No hole worked in underneath. You see, I have to knit over this stitch. So, okay. So, yeah, it was very difficult to knit because at the end I had a very long, here this a very long edge hanging down, so I was only able to knit on the sofa because it's I could lay it then there down. The cable is too long. The cable is too long. So it's only knit stitch. So this is my second and my back row. So I have to knit 2 stitches together. The last stitch of my border and the first stitch or the next stitch of my body. And that is how to combine those 2 knits. And it's really, really nice because you have a very, very, very simple shawl at the beginning. And the fancy stuff happens here. That's the only fancy stuff. So yeah. So nearly there, and then I can show you how to combine both knitting pieces. So here is this hole which marks my next step, and I will knit those now. No. Yeah, I knit these as a knit stitch. So turn my work. Yes, I need this border over there. So, or how did I do this here in the beginning? Okay, it was not. Oh, wrong side. It's here. I can't remember what I did here. I should have started it in the stream so that I can look back. What did I do? So yeah, but I think the best thing is to follow what I did before my end lines and rows. So this is row 3, and then I have to decide, do I cast off in row 6 or in row 7? I think I have to cast off in row 7. Yeah, I do this in row 7 because I have to knit 2 together at the end of row 6, and then I can cast off. Okay, so last stitches over here and row, no, that was row 2. no, row 3, row 4. This is row 4. Yeah, a long cable. So, my cable is in the way. Okay, I just put my scarf on it so it doesn't go around and do some crazy stuff. So row 4, and then this is finished. So, and I was really wondering how much yarn I needed. I needed more yarn for this fancy border than I needed for the whole scarf, for the body. That was quite surprising. I didn't expect this. Well, I had a third yarn ball, but I thought, I only need 1.5, I think, for what I did. Because the first ball, it was... Well, I started the border during my first yarn ball. And I didn't oh no, lost my needle. Okay, so I can show you where I switched yarns. So these is fingering yarn, 100% wool, and yeah, I really didn't expect that 2 balls will go into this half moon shawl. That was, yeah. But at the end I learned how to count. What did I learn from this shawl? I learned that how to knit something onto something. Knit 2 together. So knit 2 knitting pieces together. Okay, didn't want to. I learned that I shouldn't underestimate how much yarn something needs. Really, that was surprising. Yeah, it's good to always have a bit more yarn than needed. Well, actually, I planned something else with these 3 yarn balls, but then I said no. I always wanted to do this: a half circle scarf and then attaching a nice border to it. So this is my last row, and then I can cast off. So, and then I have to decide how many needle sizes I have to go up to get a nice edge. So I knitted this with a 3.5 needle. well. Okay, so last 2 stitches, because the last one is stitching those together. Here we are. Okay, that's it. So, and now I'm just putting all those twist out of the scarf. Okay, so let's see. That looks nice. Yeah, I like it. So I have some double pointed needles because, well, I don't need a full. So I have one in 4 millimeters, which I think the difference is not so much to get a nice and loose edge here at my end. I guess I will go with a 4.5. So yeah, I think that's good. That is a good idea. And then I only cast off. So I do this first stitch as always, so that this is, yeah, the double pointed needle gets stuck in my, in my shawl, in the fabric. So yeah, and I knit one and slip the last stitch over, and that's basically it. It's a very nice, and I think, yeah, that was a good choice. Yeah, definitely. Oh. Only 30 minutes. So I think, well, I can decide now if I secure the yarn ends, but I guess I do this off camera because, well, there's nothing exciting. And maybe we'll start a new yarn cozy in this nice yellowish color. I think, yeah, we'll start a new yarn cozy. But first I show you, after casting all these stitches off, I show you where this second yarn ball started, because I knitted quite a bit into this border with my first yarn ball, and that is really I didn't expect to use so much wool for this border, because it was it were only 40 stitches. So yeah, but I had to knit 17 the pattern. I needed 17 pattern repeatings, and one pattern repeat had 28 rows. So yeah, was it 17 or was it 19 times? I don't know. I had nearly 300 stitches on my needle. So last stitch. That's it. And I like this border. Yes, definitely a good decision. Something here is happening. Doesn't matter. Where's my scissors? Where are my scissors? So cut it. So, and that's it. So I put all my needles aside somewhere here. So, but double pointed needle goes there and circular needle there, and then so that's it. And then maybe this stitch marker goes here. And so it's not blocked yet, and it's more of a shoulder warmer, like so. And well, if I switch you to only webcam, so now you can see a bit part of my very wet. Okay, that is a very, very big border. I should have knitted a bit more of this body, I guess, but it's warm and it's soft. Yeah, it's really soft. It doesn't scratch. And I'm very, very sensitive to this. So yeah. The border is quite big. Yeah, but well, I guess it's good. Yeah. So, both cameras. And I have to wash it and block it and all of this. And 2.5 millimeters needles are very thin. After knitting with 3.5 millimeters, whoa, that's a difference. Okay, yarncozy. So I grab my, I think I will need something from my third for this yarncozy. So I grab my end and I take it through my fingers and over my thumb. No, I do not cast a yarncozy on normally. I don't cast on it. That is not a normal cast on. Yeah, now I remember. So I do a loop, put one needle through. I need a bit more here. So I make a loop, put my needle through and tighten this loop. So then I take my second needle and put it over. So my loop is now on the needle, on the upper needle. So here you can see it. So now I find my ending, and this goes over my thumb. So this is the yarn coming from the ball, and this is the yarn coming from the end. And I put my thumb and my pointing finger between them. So like so. And now I have to bring you a bit closer again. So, okay, I do this like so. Now, my pointy fingers in the back and my thumb is in front of these needles. The needles are in between those fingers. So my thumb needs to go behind the needle over the first needle, and the thread goes in between both needles. So now I have 1 on the first needle and 2 on the second needle. So, which means I now have to begin it again. So I'm bringing my pointy finger in front of these needles and the yarn in between those 2 needles. So 1 on the first, 2 on the second. So that means I need a second on the first needle. So I bring my thumb behind the needles, the thread in between those needles, and I have 2. Pointy finger in front of those needles, thread in between means 3 on the second, and now I bring my thumb behind both needles, the thread in between. So now I have 3. You can't see it that good. So over there, if I do it up so, yeah. So I have to start here to add my stitches. So I bring my pointy finger in front of these needles, and the thread goes in between so that it slips over in between, and that I have my fourth stitch. Now I bring my thumb behind the needles, yarn around from the back and in between those 2 needles, so that I now have 4 stitches on the first needle and 4 stitches on the second needle. Yes! So, and it is important, it is important that those threads now will be, well, that I bring those threads over another. So I will now hold this like, do you see it? I hold it here and I grab my thread and I bring those needles 90 degrees, so in knitting position, and now I have to knit. So I bring this the further first needle, which becomes now the second needle, because I turned my needles into this direction, and I'm making sure that the end thread here wraps, so fingers out of the way. So this is the end thread, and I'm making sure that this one wraps around my working yarn. So I grab now a third needle, and so I have to make sure that I have enough thread tension. So, and I knit these 4 stitches knitwise. So it is a bit difficult at the beginning, but that will soon be. So 1, 2, 3, and well, that was my first loop, and it is a bit tight. can't go through it, so I have to loosen it a bit, but through the front loop. So that was my first needle. And now I have to knit the stitches on the second needle, but I don't know if I can show it to you. Those stitches lay a bit, well, they lay twisted. If you look at them, they look different. And you have to knit those from the first needle before you turn the needles down in knitting position. You have to knit those through the back loop. What's that? So over there, through the back loop, so that they twist. So here you can see it a bit better. They're sitting in the wrong direction on the needle, but that doesn't matter. We can knit them through the back loop, so in the next row they are sitting correct. So that's it. And that is our start. And now we double stitches. In the first row we double every stitch, in the second every second stitch, then every third, every fourth. So, and how do I double these stitches? Well, there are so many different ways to add stitches, but I found out for a yarncozy I am doubling it with a knit front and back loop. So I first knit through the front loop, and I don't slip the loop I knitted from my needle, and I go into the same stitch but through the back loop, and I knit normally. So now there are 2 stitches out of this stitch. So, and a third and my 4th stitch. So now I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8 stitches on my needle, and again. So it is 1 through the front loop, don't slip it, and 1 through the back loop, and now you can slip it off the needle. Again, 1 through the front loop and 1 through the back loop. And you have to widen the stitch a bit because, well, it is a bit difficult. So, because the needle size is 2.5 is quite challenging. So now we have 2, 4, 6, 8. Everything's perfect. So this is the point where I switch on to all those needles. And I'm using not 15 centimeters needles, I'm using 20 centimeter needles. They are at the beginning a bit long, but that will work out in the meantime, very, very quickly. So I bring you a bit out. So So this is my second row. Well, yeah, technically it's my third, but my second where I increase stitches. So the first is knit. The second will be doubled. So knit front loop and knit back loop. So KFB for those who would like to Google it. no, knit, doubled, knit, doubled. Okay, so I grab my next needle and I knit, double, and knit and double. Well, technically they say this is normal sock yarn and you can knit socks with a 2.5 millimeter needle onto this. Well, my shawl was knitted with 3.5 millimeters and I would like to see, before I start socks, I'd like to see how this turns out. So I knit one, double, knit one and KFB, like so. Okay, my last needle. So I have everything on 4 needles now. Okay. And this is the point. This is the last needle then. Knit, knit, double. Double knit, or KFB, knit, and knit front and knit back loop. So I have a stitch marker here. Now I have to mark my beginning of the row or round. So that is around here. Oops. Okay, so next round is knit 2 and double. KFB. So 1, 2 and it is. After this shawl, it is, yeah, I doubled it. It is really, really fiddly at the beginning. So, okay, now I have 2, 6, 8 stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8. So, okay. I have to make sure my needles don't fall out. So knit 2, 1, 2, and knit front and back loop. And knit 2 and knit front and back loop. So what I have, well, I worked now a long time with this yarn, and what I wanted to say is I am not sure if socks out of, well, if I knit socks and I'm using 2.5 millimeter needles, if the yarn is too thick. Well, normal sock yarn is a lot thinner. I have the feeling. Well, I have your normal sock yarn here. This is normal sock yarn. And if I bring you a bit, that is as close as I can bring you. Okay, so I put this onto my hand and this, yeah. Well, if I stretch it, it is the same size. It seems to be the same size. But during knitting, it feels a lot thicker. That's why I want to knit first a yarn cozy to test out how it feels and how my pattern is looking with this yarn. No, what am I doing? Not purl. Knit front and back loop. So again, knit 2, 1, 2, and knit front and back loop. So yeah, I talk too much during knitting. So making sure 8 stitches, 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8 and 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah. Okay, 8 stitches per needle. So now it's knit 3 and then double for the next. So 1, 2 and 3 and double. Knit front and back loop and knit 3 and 2 and 3, and I am doubling the last. So, and next. So knit 3 and knit front and back loop. That is now a very well. I have now 10 stitches per needle, and I have to do this until I have at least 20 stitches per needle. And then I will see how big this circle is. And maybe I will add a few more stitches. I guess I will add a few more stitches because I plan to buy a bit more of this yarn. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no, I forgot to double. I forgot to double this stitch. Yeah. I purled the stitch. No, that's not correct. I have to find, yeah. So I have to knit front, knit back loop. One, 2, 3, knit front and back loop. Yeah, that's how it goes. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, that's it. Last needle. So knit 1, 2, 3 and knit front and back loop. So these yarn balls tend to be a bit bigger as with normal or sock yarn. So if I wind those 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. If I wind those with a ball winder, it is a bit the ball is a bit bigger. So I don't know. Well, normally with normal sock yarn, I am going for 20 stitches, but I don't know. I don't really know. So 1, 2, 3, knit 4 and double the fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4 and double the fifths. It seems to be very tight. One, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yeah, but because the balls are a bit bigger, I need to knit those yarn cozies a bit bigger. So yeah. Oh, my thread is tangled between all those needles. So let's sort this out. Goodness me. Okay. Yeah, you can see that it is growing. It's growing. Well, technically, I start my yarn cozies as a beanie. But a beanie is crocheted. So but if you crochet a beanie, you will do the same. Okay, I guess I will put this a bit higher up, so that my beginning of the round is marked a bit better. Okay, so let's do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th stitch is now doubled. So let's double it. Knit front and back loop. Knit 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and double the 6th. So knit front and back loop. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and knit front and back loop. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and knit front and back loop. And again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and knit front and back loop. Oh, tangled again between those needles. So it seems that my microphone, the battery, did reload. Great. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and knit front and back loop. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and knit front and back loop. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Knit front and back loop. So, yeah, you can't see the circle because, well, the 4 needles are forcing these into forcing this fabric piece into a square, but it is a circle. It's a circle. So after a few rows, I can transfer it to this needle. But I have to knit at least a few rounds in the pattern. So it is. Now 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and now the stitch is doubled. Knit front and back loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and double the stitch. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and double. Knit front and back loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and knit front and back loop. I need a bit more yarn at my side. So still 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lots of counting. And if you are learning a new language and you have obviously learned to count, knitting is very good in learning how to count in another language. So, and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and knit front and back loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and knit front and back loop. Yeah, this ending is quite a lot in my way. It doesn't matter. It annoys me a bit, but yeah, that will change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And double. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay. So, and again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and double. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and knit front and back loop. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, knit front and back loop. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay. The last needle for knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Knit front and back loop. Oh, I need, yeah, the yarn is sticky because it is 100% wool. And that means it doesn't come out of the ball easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 and knit front and back loop. Okay, so it's getting bigger. Well, it is getting a bit bigger. So normally I would only do 2 more rounds. So let's see how big it will be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and knit front and back. Front and back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and knit front and back. And knitting yarn cozies is a good option if you have a lot of scrap yarn laying around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because yeah, I can now mark the sock yarn. Everyone in my family wants to have socks out because everyone has his or her own sock pattern, so that I can easily figure out which socks I knitted for whom, and who would like to have which color. So it was very difficult in the past to sort them to the right owner. And yeah, well, technically my socks all went to the children's wardrobe. Yeah. But now I said, okay, instead of having nice patterns all the time, everyone chooses one pattern, and yeah, and this is the pattern everyone, he or she, gets the whole time in different colors. And it works. It really works. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this stitch will be doubled. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and knit front and back loop. Oh, I have someone in the chat. Let me first read it. Get off my yarn. Yes, exactly. What we knitting, and good morning. Good morning. Well, it's late afternoon where I live, but yeah, if you have more, if you're having now a morning, good morning to you. How are you? This is yeah, I began a yarn cozy because, well, I have a bit yarn from my last knitting project, so this is what I have left over. And I finished, let me show you, a shawl, a half circle shawl. Let me just show it here in the camera. So I began it here in the middle, and I knitted it in rows, and I increased a lot. Then I learned something new and knit a border to it. So I had all these stitches on my needle. 11 a.m. where you live, wow. And I'm on coffee. Yeah. I'm on coffee every morning. Oh yeah, I really, well, I was very much into triangle shawls, and then I figured out that with half circle shawls I can add a nice border. So instead of knitting a border straight down, I started, I started, well, I had all these body stitches on my needle, and then I added these stitches and I knitted around the border. And well, let me just put it on, like, I guess like so, and then switch the camera so that you can see it better. Well, let me like so. Ha. Hello. So it's really, really beautiful. Well, it's not washed and blocked yet, but I love it. I really love it. Thank you. Very nice. Yeah, it's really nice. And well, I plan my next shawl again. So my next shawl will be a half circle shawl as well, and maybe I do some lace leaves as a border. Oh, you're from Germany. Ich find's super. Did I speak German? Sometimes I just slide in some German. Yeah, because I'm originally from Germany. So let me just switch cameras so that I can get back to my needles. Nope, I recognize the accent. Yeah. I am now living outside of Germany since 2015, but I can't get rid of this German accent. I'm sorry for it. So yeah, my accent is very, very German. And it has a slightly touch of Irish. You're original from Germany too. Ah. Wow, you live in the States. That is far away. That is really far away. I only made it to the west coast of Ireland. But really west coast. That's yeah, I live close to the cliffs of Moher. Beautiful countryside here. Well, the weather is Irish, I would say. Yeah, so increase the stitch. So this is yarncozy because, well, these center pull balls tend to fall apart. And to avoid this, I am knitting a yarncozy as I do with lots of my leftovers. Still have that accent, and I've been living in the States since 1996. Oh no. 1996, that is the year I met my husband. Oh, 1996 was a very, very good year. A year which got its own song from Fettes Brot. Yeah, lots of rain there. Yeah. But I don't mind, more excuses to be knitting. That is correct. That is correct. And I have lots of knitting projects. And what I got from the shepherd here is a lot of wool. So I spent all the dry days we had in Ireland washing. Thank you for the following. Thank you. I got lots of wool from the shepherds here, and I washed it and dried it, and yeah, now I have to comb it, and I learned spinning my own yarn. Because, well, there's no such thing as too many yarns. I met my husband in 1994. Oh yeah, the 90s the 90s was a good century. Was or were? Technically, it's 10 years, but is it what? Yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah, I spin my own yarn as well. Great was. Okay, yeah, it was a nice century. It was a good century for meeting husbands and yeah. So yeah. But the shepherds, well, here in Ireland, the shepherds here were, beginning of the round. So I have to knit to there. They do not get enough for the wool and they throw it away. They were like, well, you will take the wool? That's great. How much? Do you want all of my wool? And I was like, no, not so much. Because, well, 30 sheep will have a lot of wool. But yeah, I got a lot of wool and I cleaned it, I washed it, and yeah, now I'm learning to spin. And that is quite exciting. learning something new. Yeah. You would take it, yeah. I guess so. Well, it's first I thought I only will spin with a drop spindle, but now I plan to buy a cross spindle, a Turkish spindle next year, in different sizes maybe. Well, I have seen one shop where I can get a threading. No, it's not a threading. The words. Yeah, it's a lot faster with a wheel, but you can take it with you. If you have a drop spindle, you can take it everywhere. If the family is well, yeah, we didn't go to lots of picnics here in Ireland because it was so wet. Yeah, you have Turkish spindles. Yeah, and I kind of find it, well, the top wall or bottom wall spindles, most of them you can't detach. And the Turkish spindle is, well, if you're done, it's flatter than a normal drop spindle. And I kind of like it. And what I wanted to try next year as well is spinning with spindle sticks, and I would like to make our own spindle walls with my children. So yeah, that's what I would like to do next year. Yes, I love the yarn turtles those spindles make. Yeah, that's exactly what I found. I saw, I don't know which video I saw it. I saw someone winding the spun yarn like a center pull ball, like on a nostopin, and I kind of thought, oh, that's good. So you're creating a center pull ball on a spindle, and that makes it easy to combine two singles into a single spun yarn. But I forgot the English word for this. So plied, yeah. Applying spindle. Ha! Yeah, that's the word I was searching for. Applying. I've seen. I found a shop in which I can buy a plying Turkish spindle, which is bigger, and yeah, that is what I would like to do next year. And next year I am spinning here on Twitch. I plan to. Yeah, I'm spinning, and I well, with drop spindles, because I plan to buy, well, a wheel costs a lot of money. I don't know, and it's difficult to film on a wheel, so I haven't figured out. Yeah. So next year there will be some spinning here on this channel. And yeah, and I would two of my children would like to learn spin as well, so lots of spinning teaching. And I guess we can learn a lot from each other, because we are starting at the same point. So yeah, that is I guess not such a bad idea. Electric wheels are cheaper and more portable. Yeah, but you need electricity, and you know, I'm living in Ireland, and if there's a storm, and there are a lot of storms here. Well, this year we had 3 power cuts. So yeah, I thought one without electricity will do it. And because we are getting a lot of wool, and the shepherds here now know that I'm taking wool. Yeah, I need something where I can create quickly some yarn. Well, yeah, it's not only, but well, the processing wool is really interesting by itself. If you comb it or card it, and yeah. Well, we found out we like combed wool better than, well, I like combing wool more like carding. How is it you are spinning as well? Do you buy ready to spin wool, or do you comb the wool and or card it? Because, well, for me as a beginner, I find it easier to comb it and I get better results. I buy the already carded combed wool. Yeah, the sheep doesn't give finished wool to spin. I had to learn this year the whole process, how to get ready to spin wool. Don't have the room or time to actually process fresh wool. Yeah, that's it. That's really, well, actually, now that I washed all these wool and put it into bags, it is, I guess, I only need 1/3 of the room as with the fresh wool. So because of all the dirt which what comes out, that is, yeah, it doesn't take so much room. I thought it's worse, and I bought a lot of plastic boxes. I can then put one on top the other, and I found out that I can put the wool into these vacuum bags and vacuum then the air out, and that is, well, with small bags it works quite good, but with bigger bags, well, they tend to let the air in again. So, but yeah, I have I have one brown sheep wool, one skin, no, not skin, one fleece, one brown fleece I got. All the others are white. because the wool price is at here in Ireland it's 20 cents per kilogram, and shearing a sheep costs around, well, depends on €1.50 to €3. So yeah. I have no idea why wool is that cheap. But this brown sheep fleece, I did put it aside, and I'm processing this wool when I learned how to process it. Yeah, and oh, my son said he would like to learn how to weave. Are you weaving, or do you only spin for knitting or crocheting? Do you weave as well, or? Double it. Oh, I have to put my stitch marker a bit higher. Now I have to count. I knit, crochet, weave, cross stitch. Oh, wow. Shuttle tack. Ah, that is, yeah, I know. I bought these yeah, that is is it tattling, or how is it called? I know, I guess I spin and dye, or dyeing, yeah. I wanted to dye some wool because, well, I have so much, I can experiment a bit. And I forced my family to collect all the onion leaves. And now I have 2 boxes of onion leaves, and because I don't want to dye the wool inside, I have to wait until next year in summer when the fresh wool is coming. Lace making. Lace making is interesting. Lace making is interesting because I don't find, or well, it is very difficult to find lace which is made out of natural fiber and not plastic fiber. That is quite, well, it's difficult to find. And lace making, you're giving me some ideas. So let me count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh no! No. I should have not an odd number here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. Oh no. I forgot to double this stitch. Okay. So I have to add 2 stitches there. So it's now 11. Which means I have 22 stitches per needle. I normally knit with 20. Oh no, let me count these as well. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. 2, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Okay, it's only this one needle. Okay, so that doesn't matter that much. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Yeah, it's only this needle. So the question is, do I stop or not? I think I will add 22. If I measure, it's nearly 7 centimeters. So if I stretch it a bit more, it can reach 7.5. In a diameter, this has 9. I will add 2 more stitches, and I will correct the stitches on this needle in between here. So I will add here 2 stitches, somewhere there. So concentrating. So yeah, I've now told some plants, and last time I made some plants I went into another direction and changed the plants, but well, spinning on this channel that this will happen is a fact. Next year I will, or maybe I start in December. I don't know if I can, if I wanted to make contact with a shop in Germany where I found this cross spindle and spindle sticks. And I'm, oh yeah, here I double the last stitch, so I will double this, knit one, and double this last stitch as normal. So now I should have 24 stitches. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24. Yeah. So yeah, I will do some research for spinning wheels. Which spinning wheel do you have? Now that I have a spinner on hand. Which spin, or do you know which spinning wheel is suitable for beginners? Because I found so many spinning wheels. I think a spinning wheel with a not so big wheel should be better at the beginning. I don't know. So that is the question at the moment. Well, I will do some research. Well, I've found Kromsky and Ashford. I guess it's Ashford. Oh, don't know. I have electric spinning wheel since I can't afford a traditional wheel. Don't have the room for. Oh yeah, the room. It's that is a. Drop spindles are a bit. Well, in terms of putting them away, one IKEA box and you're done. I used dreamingrobots.com to buy my electric wheels, but don't know if they ship to Europe. Yeah, because voltage. Yeah, the voltage difference. Yep, I know what you mean. But I have seen Kromsky does electric wheels, and yeah, I guess I've seen them from Ashford as well. Yeah, I don't know. So for Turkish spindles, I also use an American company, but you can find them on Amazon too. I looked for my first drop spindles at Amazon, but I didn't for Turkish spindles. Oh, that's weird. I have to, yeah, that's a good idea. I have to look there. Because, well, here, Ireland doesn't have Amazon, but Amazon Co. UK sends to Ireland. Ships, not sends, ships to Ireland. So. And yeah. No idea if they do or don't. Yeah. They do it in Germany. Okay. I will have a look. Thank you for that that tip. So, okay. Before I knit further, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I forgot to double it. That is not. Oops. I forgot to double the last stitch. So, knit back loop. And then I have 24 stitches on each needle, and I can start my pattern. And I think I will use my little daughter's sock pattern for this. I like her pattern as so much, and I love to knit it. And yeah, I think I will knit this yarn cozy with her pattern. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, another 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and yeah, that's the doubled stitch, and then 12. Ta-da! Okay, last needle to increase, and then I definitely will have a look on Amazon. That's a good idea. I will do this directly after this stream. Yes, sorry, I have to go. No. No, I wanted to knit till a not decent point, to a point where I start the pattern. So yeah. Okay. I double this and I count all the stitches after I finish this needle, and after that it's a lot easier. So okay, and I have, don't forget to double the stitch. Okay, so let's count it. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24. Okay, I better double check it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, lots of counting, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24. And the first needle, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 24. Okay, that's it. So now that I have finished these increases, well, let me measure it. Yeah, it's so yeah, 8 centimeters. It will stretch a bit more. Hopefully. I don't know how this yarn behaves, because this is the first yarn cozy I knit out of this. Well, if it doesn't work out as a yarn cozy for this yarn, because I do have my third yarn ball, because this is my second yarn ball, I can knit then something bigger. So, and use this for sock wool for my daughter to market. So I can stop now to increase, and I will knit 2 rounds of knit stitch. Just knit stitch. I do not knit in my pattern, and I am not able to knit the pattern because I do not have my notebook with me. I only know how this pattern looks like, but I am not sure how to knit. Well, actually it's really easy to knit. But I don't know how it goes, how it will, but that doesn't matter. I will figure this out then off camera and show it next time. So yeah, this is so, and I guess next time then I will knit off camera until the point I'm switching to this needle. That's a good plan. So yeah. And then hopefully this yarn cozy fits. If not, it doesn't matter because I have some usage for it. Oh, and then I started in summer a color work jumper, top down. I started it. And then lots of socks. And I had to wash all this wool and, well, the mini socks for the advent calendars for 6 people. Well, technically only for me, but I have to finish it. And so that 6 people can have some socks for their advent calendar. Yeah, and oh yeah, the shawls. I've knitted 3 shawls this year. Yeah, but now I think I don't have excuses to not knit this jumper. Yeah, because the children would like to have Christmas jumper. Well, it's a bit late for this year. But I think I will do this for next year. Maybe. Well, at least for those people who don't grow that fast. And it is better to practice. And yeah, I think, yeah. And then hopefully I can knit those jumpers quicker so that it doesn't matter that the 2 youngest are still growing. So yeah, lots of plans for next year. I should write them down, but then I have a proof what I wanted to do in this year, and yeah. So yeah. But this jumper, yeah, I have to knit it. And I have to learn how to knit these, or weave in as you go, catch the float. So this was round 1 because without increasing, because there's my increased stitch, yeah, and at the end that was round 1 and round 2. So yeah, plans for next week is learning to spin on a Turkish spindle, on spindle sticks with self-made spindle whorls, learning to spin on a spinning wheel, which I still have. Well, I have to buy all of these Turkish spindles, but the Turkish spindles, I don't know if the shop has them ready for this year before Christmas, but yeah, I'll have a look at Amazon for this. And the spindle whorls are a good crafting project for rainy days, because we don't have so many days, but a lot of days of the year are rainy days. Well, it's not wet in Ireland, but close to. Well, at the moment, it's dry. But we had a lot of rain in the morning. But on the other hand, there's still green around me. So not at the trees. The trees lost all their leaves, but well, it's normal for this time of the year, but well, it's still green around me. And I stopped fighting the moss in the grass, because the moss is coming in winter and going in summer. Because in summer it can go hot here. Well, hotter than I prefer. We had some days this summer which were very hot. So yeah. But now I have to focus, and I like cooler weather. Oh yeah, I like cooler weather as well. We have lived we are now 1 year in Ireland, and we have lived before that 2 years in Holland. So in really Holland, in the county Holland, North Holland. Oh, it was so hot there. And then we moved to Ireland, and oh, it was so nice. This summer, despite of a few days it was very hot, but wool dried very good in this weather conditions. So yeah, I didn't complain. But yeah, 24 degrees and over, and I'm out of order. I'm out of order then. So yeah. So last needle for my before I start my pattern, which I don't have at hand. So I think it's now 2 hours. Oh, I said to my children I will only be online an hour, and I doubled the time. Oopsie. Yeah, but I wanted to finish this yarn cozy till a point where I start the pattern, and I totally forgot how long this takes. Yeah, cooler weather is. It was a big yes from the weather side for Ireland. From all in our family. So so nothing exciting is happening here. It's only, and I have to spread this a bit out, and I think it will fit, hopefully. Well, at the moment it's a bit well, the circle is forced into a square, so I can't bring it to the correct, well, if I stretch it in this diagonal, then I will get a scrunched, yeah, scrunched, scrunched. it's scrunched, but if I spread it diagonal, I will get 12 centimeters nearly. So yeah, 11. So I think it will fit. It will widen, I think. I hope so. Yeah. Well, I will knit off camera now. I will start the pattern. The pattern is really easy. You can catch up if you would like to knit this pattern as well. It is really easy, but I don't know. Well, I can't remember only one line, so and I guess it's 4 lines. I can remember line, I guess 2 or 4. No, 2 and 4. I'm not sure if I am correct. I think I'm correct. It's an easy pattern. I think it's knit stitch, yarn over, knit 2, yarn over, knit 2. No, slide it over the knit 2, the yarn over, then knit 2, yarn over, knit 2, slip the yarn over. I will read. I will get into my notebook, read the pattern instructions, and then I will come back to knit this from these double pointed needles to the smaller circle. Well, it's 30 centimeters from point to point. So yeah, I thank you for joining me, Get Off My Yarn. It was nice having you around and chatting some woolly news for me, especially for me, because, well, I will check out Turkish spindles on Amazon, and then I would say I see you next time, and this video goes up on YouTube next week into my stream archive. So, okay, thank you for joining me and spending some time with me knitting. Today only knitting. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.